Okay, so I'm doing this video. It's going to be a quick video. Hopefully you can see me pretty good with the lighting. I'm at Noel's desk, so it's a little bit different. But anyhow, wanted to talk about something that I think is very important when it comes to people who have already purchased a home in the area and they're wanting to do updates on the home. There should be some things that you should be concerned and worried about and that you should always consider. The big issue with purchasing any sort of home, especially one that is already built and that type of thing, is you're going to have to make modifications typically. This would mean anything from plumbing to electrical to installing heat vents, possibly getting the because sometimes it gets hot here, most homes don't have an air conditioning, maybe an HVAC unit, whatever the case may be. Always make sure that you get a reputable company. We kind of almost fell victim to a company that is not very reputable in the area. And I'm not going to mention the name of the company, and I'm not going to mention the city that they are from, but we almost fell victim to that. This was a company that was an electrical company that basically did work, but they're kind of shady in terms of their practices and what they would actually do. Whenever you get, especially for Tacoma, now each area is going to be different, okay? But in Tacoma, anytime that a company does any sort of electrical work, whether it is we talked to the lead inspector, whether it is an outlet that's put in, whether it's anything, it has to have a permit. Now, I know some people are going to say, what's the point of a permit? You know, it's just the way for the city to get money. That's, yeah. But at the same time, if something were to come up, then it falls back on the homeowner. So you want to make sure that when you contact a company to do electrical work, the first question you ask is, does this need a permit? And if they say no, that's something that you should consider and say, okay, well, thank you for the information. I'm going to continue to do more research and check out other rates with other companies. Because every time someone does electrical work on your home, they have to pull a permit and they have to be licensed to do the actual work. When it comes to plumbing and things like that, similar. So you want to make sure that whoever you deal with, yeah, you can check the reviews and things like that online of the company. I think that's key because a lot of times customers will leave information, but sometimes these companies will have their own employees leave rave reviews about how great the company is. So you have to take that with a grain of salt. But the ones that actually speak about the company in whatever way, you want to really and truly pay attention to that. Check off ripoffreports.com. Check with Better Business Bureau. A lot of times there will be complaints there and how that actually was handled. Check with the Secretary of State in your state that you live in, because they keep all the actual licenses of companies whenever they go to actually get incorporated or whatever. Finally, go and whenever you do a Google search, whatever you see. But definitely make sure that any company that you do to do interior work or exterior work or internal work or whatever, make sure that you actually get a permit. Now, some people go above and beyond and they actually contact the city themselves and they get the permit pulled themselves. Sometimes companies will do it for you, but you always want to ask that question before anything is done. Is there a permit needed? Make sure you do your homework ahead of time and contact the city, because again, there could be heavy penalties and fines. Some companies, like the one we dealt with, didn't want to issue any sort of permits at all. So then you have to go back and try to solve that issue, which we have gotten it solved. But you end up running into a lot of headaches and issues. So that's one of the big things. And I mention this because most people here, whether you even get a brand new house, there's work that you may want to do in the future. This is a heads up because a lot of times people will purchase homes, especially in, in this area, it's booming so much. And they're expecting to get work done. There's a lot of companies that have set up overnight that could be very deceptive. And they end up doing all this work and you're left holding the bag. And then at the end, it's a pretty difficult situation. So there's always one of those things that they always say, good faith and fair dealing, and sometimes Some individuals don't practice that. So this is kind of our gift to you. Be sure to make sure that regardless of what your realtor says or anybody else, the city is the one that actually matters. Make sure that you do all of your background work first before you even get involved and contact a company, and then do research on that company to make sure that they are on the up and up. And then also make sure you cover yourself too by checking with the city and getting all the permits and documents that you need before work has actually begun. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go and actually enjoy the day. I don't have anything to actually do today. So until next time, I will see you. Take care.